missions. Jim was on set every day. Frank Borman was there when we were working on the Gemini missions. Joe Engel came for the X-15 portion. There was always somebody there who had direct experience with the missions to talk to you, not only about the technical aspects, but how it felt, what might be going through your mind, looking out the window at any given moment. It was extremely helpful, but the biggest challenge of this film was knowing that Rick and Mark were going to see this film when it was over. They were not just seeing a movie, they were seeing a film about their mom and dad, and it was extraordinary responsibility to try and portray that, and they were extremely helpful, always available. Claire and I had to try and imagine certain, moments behind closed doors that may have happened between Neil and Janet, and we did the best that we could. But had we not had the blessing of Rick and Mark, and also the details that they shared with us, trying to the legacy of their parents is so important to them. I felt how important it was that we get it right, and I really admired their how fiercely they guarded their parents' legacy, and it means everything that they're here tonight.
Of Rick and Mark, and maybe Bonnie, you as well, and what this experience has been like for you. I know that some of you collaborated very closely with the project and producers and Josh and Damien, and if you could talk a little bit about what this all means and what your experience has been like.
So I've often been asked, what was it like to be the son of the first man on the moon? And the truth is that this movie answers that question. We were an ordinary American family, thrust into extraordinary circumstances. And the tragedies that transpired along the way, I think, only made our mother and father and the hundreds of thousands of others dig that much deeper to make sure that those sacrifices were not in vain. Just one other thing. You may not be aware, but we lost our mother Janet to lung cancer less than 3 months ago, and those feelings are still quite raw, as you might imagine. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the filmmakers and to thank, in particular, Claire. It's a beautiful portrayal, it's a wonderful memorial tribute, and it's better than any eulogy I could ever write.
One thing you can definitely say about Dad is he was a stickler for accuracy. So when we were first thinking about whether or not to get involved with this film, we had some discussions with Josh and then with Damien to try to find out what approach they were going to take, and was this important to them? Was accuracy important? And we came away from that feeling like it was. And they went so far beyond what I ever expected in the whole production of this film that I'm really happy about. Our choice to try to help, because I feel like I feel like we contributed a little bit, and they took it and ran with it, and you got to see what the result was.
Josh, I'd like to go to you now. This is your script, and I'm wondering if you can talk a bit about what it was like for you to tackle such an amazing story.
Well, I think when you try to take on a story like this, you feel a lot of responsibility to try to get it right. And fortunately, Jim wrote an amazing book. And Jim not only gave me the book, but he gave me his time over and over, and introduced me to everyone who I could possibly want to talk to, from Gene Matranga, who was the engineer with Neil working on the X-15, to these great folks, to Mike Collins and Buzz Aldrin and all sorts of other astronauts, and Al. Fortunately, as Ryan said, I've never had more help between the people behind who knew the actual facts, and then Damien and Ryan and the rest of the cast. I mean, this was a collaborative process. Damien and I have been burnishing this script for 3 years now, and Ryan came in 2 years ago, and some of my favorite scene in the piece is probably the edgelock scene about musical theater, and that wasn't in the initial script. And Ryan said, "Neil like musical theater? Why isn't that in the movie?" And I said, I don't know. And I 10 minutes wrote a scene, and it's one of my favorites. So that's how it works.